What's going on, everybody? My name is Isaac. I'm a photographer and web video producer. In this video, let's talk gear. Now, as a photographer and content maker, it's easy for me to say that gear doesn't matter. I love gear, and I think when people ask me what piece of gear they should buy, it comes off the wrong way. It's easy for me to say that. YouTubers, web video producers, people like Casey Neistat, MQHD, and the Peters of the world, it's simple for us to say that. These are tools. It's something that we are constantly buying, growing, or in Casey's case, breaking. It's like asking a pro race car driver if an engine matters within a car. Yet, I was watching one of David Dobrik's vlogs the other day, and I noticed his camera is the most basic setup. A Canon 80D with a kit lens. This became the thesis of this video, but I couldn't just look at his camera and his gear. I also had to analyze his style, cuts, effects, and why he has a massive audience, and why gear doesn't matter. Let's start off with his gear, and it's the most basic of items. It's a Canon 80D with the most basic autofocusing system, and which is why it's so popular with vloggers. Picture quality is ideal, but it's nothing special. There is no 4K or 8K. It's not color coded with Asgardian magic, and it has the best in-body stabilization. Heck, it doesn't even have the latest sensor from this year. If you ask the majority of Dobrik's audience what his camera was, a majority of them would say DSLR quality and nothing else. I think what's important to take from here is the fact that our phones can produce such an amazing image quality. The thing that you hold in your hand right now as we speak can help you get started with something that Dobrik has right now. However, to stop here would not be a strong enough argument. We have to look at his cuts, sound, and effects. These are important tools when we're trying to tell a story. And I think over the past few years, the word story has become synonymous with marketing. Tell a story, tell a story, tell me a story, story. It's become a hot word, a coming of age, rebirth, a quest. Yet art should be subjective and should never have a starting road from A to B in terms of career or success. If it was that easy, then everybody would be doing it. We are gravitated to David's vlogs because they are hilarious and entertaining, that are part of who he is, putting together a bunch of funny people like a well-oiled machine to bring laughter into our lives. That's his art, patience and devotion, which doesn't need to follow a standard, how art should be. It's also about the cuts and transitions. In filmmaking and in Walter Murch's book, In the Blink of an Eye, he calls the cuts the moment of transition from one shot to the next, something that appropriately enough should look almost self-evidently simple and effortless if it is even noticed at all. A sentence that nowhere near summarizes Dobrik's editing techniques. Most of the time we are never sure of time and location. The only thing that we know is that we are with Dobrik himself. The cuts end mid-sentence or right after a really hilarious prank, and we are transitioned somewhere completely new. Yet it doesn't take away from his no narrative. There are no fancy transitions like the crossfade, drop fade, or even the famous zoom transition that everyone and their grandma uses. They're just fast and out of nowhere. To a filmmaker, this would just not seem correct. Yet the only voice that matters is Dobrik as he corrects it in post to go from one big surprise to another. We never see what's coming, and in a sense it's its own magic. One that can be created with any piece of software on your phone or in your computer. In terms of effect, there are no fancy color grading or scopes or After Effects. It's just a standard picture profile that any camera can use, which should bring hope to everybody because it just shows that most people are not expecting an Oscar graded production. It is depicted in real life. Not one of David's friends is covering up anything. They are who they are and not afraid to show it. Lastly, the music. David doesn't even own a Rode mic, the most standard mic out there. It's what's built into it and can be seen oftentimes when things become a little too loud or stuff begins to peak. As for the music, it serves its purpose during the montage and crazy partying. The most vivid music he allows to be brought into the scene is the laughter of his friends.
Are you kidding? Listen, bro.
You got it!
The crazy attempt at all his ideas, living life to the fullest, failing, getting punched in the face figuratively and metaphorically. At the end of the day, he shows that gear doesn't matter. It's practice and staying consistent that will get you to the top. There is no narrative, and that's the narrative. To a filmmaker, this would just seem bazonkers and weird. Yet, to who matters? Us, the audience. It makes complete sense. It works because it's Dobrik's voice and they're his videos. His friends are the ones that are willing to come into his lives and try to attempt a big prank and entertain us, millions of people, with 4 minutes of 20 seconds of just grabbing your head and twirling it around. It's pure comedic and cinematic genius for the 21st century. He works hard and it can be seen, and so can you, the person that's watching this right now, waiting to buy the perfect lens and body. What matters is that you can make your voices be heard with the very tools you're watching this with. So that's it. I just thought that it would be a great video essay to make. I've never really done that. Yeah, so got my wisdom teeth pulled out, so some words might sound like I have a list, but I don't. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I had to upload something this week, so I thought this was a really great way and I'm broke from college, so can't really buy too many pieces of gear. But that's it. Yeah, thank you so much for your time and your attention, and I'll catch you in the next one.